Anand Giridharadas, I tell you what, he hit the nail on the head. Everybody knows by now that Musk bought around 10% of Twitter. And many people love to revere Musk as if he's this great person that has done so much. And I've been really down on him. I've been down on all these billionaires because I don't think they really contribute much to society. It's great to see the author of Winner Takes All gets it. I want you guys to listen to this, and then we'll go ahead and take it on the other side because it's rather important and he articulates it perfectly.
Your thoughts on him now basically being Twitter's biggest owner?
We live in this moment in which the arsonists are cosplaying as firefighters. The people who cause our greatest social problems, global problems, are trying to con us into thinking not only that they're okay, but that they are the solution to the problems they've caused. So look at Musk. Musk has built his business through government subsidies years ago, and now turns around, stiffs the government on taxes, and explains how inefficient government spending is, and he can do everything better privately in space and elsewhere. He is building in Tesla a documentedly racist company that perhaps reminds him, gives him nostalgic memories of apartheid South Africa where he grew up. And on social media, he's been charged by the SEC with misleading investors and paid millions in fines. He's more than that, an embodiment of what I would say is Twitter's biggest strategic problem, which is a hostile, cruel, dangerous online environment, especially for women, especially for people of color, women of color in particular. And Musk embodies that bullying, that bro harassment, the pedo guy thing. You can't do that unless you're one of the world's richest people. Just call someone a pedo with no basis. And he won the case, even though he did it, because he's the world's richest guy. And so here we have now, after someone who has helped make Twitter worse every day, the arsonist, is coming back to cosplay as firefighter. He is going to be at the board seat, Joy, discussing how to make Twitter safer, how to make it better. And his agenda has been telegraphed very clearly: less control. At a moment when Twitter's greatest opportunity and need is for greater control of Nazism on the platform, of doxing and brigading of women and ruining women's lives for having opinions on Twitter, controlling that. He wants the opposite, and they have welcomed him to their board.
And the thing is that he wasn't even honest. I mean, he broke the law already. So he delayed filing this form that he's supposed to do when he's supposed to disclose, that he's bought 9.2% of the company. He didn't do that. He delayed it. He made $156 million by delaying the disclosure of his stake. He made a ton of money, waited more than 20 days to do the disclosure. So he made money, but that's not even legal. He'll get away with that, too. And I don't know if I worry about part of what you said there. We are coming up to an election where you're going to probably have now a flood of misinformation again, maybe Trump back in play, all the little Nazis that used to be on there, the QAnoners, he might bring them all back.
Our democracy doesn't have terrific odds right now, as you cover every night on this broadcast for a gazillion different stories that are all kind of intersecting and coalescing in one historical moment. It doesn't have great odds. One of the things making those odds even worse every day is that a growing chunk of Americans, a significant minority, are no longer dwellers of the land of reality. They live in a fantasy, and it is not a fantasy of their own private bedroom concoction. It is a fantasy manufactured by some of the richest and most powerful and intelligent people on earth who know better and profit from making those people believe those things so that they can get right-wing authoritarian fascist governments to give them a tax cut some regulations, repeat and rinse. And Elon Musk is the fox coming into the henhouse. And it is shameful that Twitter, which has a fiduciary obligation, I would think, to protect people who actually use it, the millions of people who actually use it. Did they ask a single woman? A single woman? Was a single woman consulted? And this is it was a single person of color who just uses Twitter, who made the mistake of using Twitter and needs it for their job, needs it to amplify the stories they do, needs it for the reporting they do. Did they consult with anybody? I reached out to Parag Agarwal tonight and a couple days ago when this news broke, saying, let's have a conversation. You're brown, I'm brown. I would love for you to hear from someone who doesn't have this point of view. I guess he only has time to respond to Elon Musk.
And what is so important about what he said, and I hope you guys listen to it. Number one, we shouldn't really sit down here having respect for these billionaires as if they accomplished this stuff on their own, because they didn't. In fact, most of the times, most of the accomplishment was on the back of some. They were the ones who were able to get the accolades for that particular accomplishment. They're just good at using the capitalist system where they monetize somebody else's work. But the other thing that he's pointed out is something we talk about here on Politics Done Right all of the time, but we have to inculcate it into the minds of other people, out of the majority. And that is, these people who are living in this fantasy land, a fantasy land created by the rich, the plutocracy, into fooling you into believing QAnon, fooling you into believing that supply side economics works, fooling you into believing that billionaires are job creators, fooling you into believing all these things that somehow the energy that you use, it's only these groups that can get it. You know, keeping, for those who want more oil, right? We have Venezuela swimming in oil, but because they don't have the right governmental system where the corporate control of the resources can be maintained, we'll just leave that pool of oil until we can overthrow that government and have the corporations go in. That is what we do. Anand gets it. Many people get it. The problem is we need so many more telling the story. And that is what we're doing. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.